Alright, so this is going to be a bit of a longer one. In fact, this is the longest video that I've ever made. But this is going to be my final episode of Dark Souls 2. And I did most of this stuff all in one day, even though I thought this was going to be a whole nother half of the game. It's pretty short. To start things off here, we have the 2 Dragon Riders boss fight. I got it on my second attempt. The first time I just got ganked when the second one fell down. So that was a little unfortunate, but still an easy boss. I thought this boss was alright. I mean, I generally don't like these gank fights where you have 2 enemies, but didn't mind this one since they both have really low health. And they leave pretty big opportunities to punish without the other one coming and killing you. So, definitely wasn't the worst fight in the game. Nothing will be as bad as the Royal Rat Authority, but Vendrick came pretty close. He was pretty bad. The second Dragon Rider here has no health, so goes down pretty quick. Now we're on to the next boss in this video, which is the Demon of Song. I forgot to record my fight with the Looking Glass Knight, but I got it first attempt, so didn't really matter too much. Also got the Demon of Song first attempt, which, I mean, visually this boss looks pretty good, but mechanically it just kind of sucks. Just has this annoying thing where it hides in its little cocoon and you can't hit it, and then when it pops out it just flails its arms around. Yeah, I didn't like this boss. But at least it was easy and I killed it on my first attempt. A pretty long fight. I do like the visual design of the boss, with the, oh no, frog or toad maybe, and the skull face thing in the middle. As I do every time I have nothing to talk about in one of these videos, I'll just say how far into the games I am at the time of recording. I've just beaten Elden Ring, and somehow the Elden Beast took me the most attempts out of any Souls boss ever. Yeah, I get round to making that video, you'll get to see how many attempts that took me. It was a lot. I was stuck on it for 3 days. I'm thinking now I'm gonna play Sekiro. But first I'm just gonna kill a couple extra optional bosses in Elden Ring that I missed the first time. I'm hoping Sekiro won't be impossibly hard, because I've heard it was really hard, but I guess I'll see in a couple days. Alright, nearing the end of this frog fight with the Demon of Song. He's dead now. Not really much to say about it. Easy boss. Kind of annoying. Alright, now we have my second encounter with Oldia here. I was prepared for it this time. I did not get jump scared. I don't think Oldia had anything too interesting to say, so I cut out most of it here. But to his question here, I said yes, and then he talked about something else, talked about Vendrick, who originally I thought was going to be the final boss of the game, but ended up not being. It was like the second last boss or something, apart from the 3 bosses at the end. Don't know why they dumped 3 bosses in the same arena at the end. That was really weird. Looks like Oldie is going back into the floor now. And I forgot to record my fight with Velstadt, but it took me 2 attempts. It's kind of annoying because, like, in the second phase, he just stops taking damage for some reason. I was doing like 30 damage or something. And so on my second attempt, I just summoned, and my summon was doing all the damage in the second phase. I think that's kind of an annoying gimmick. So, you can guess how much I liked Vendrick. Anyway, we have the Guardian Dragon here. I got it on my first attempt. Nothing too special, just a pretty average dragon fight. Didn't have too much health. Only annoying things that it just stayed in the air all the time, breathing fire, and pretty rarely came down, so this ended up being a pretty long fight. Just stabbing at the toes occasionally before it goes and flies away like that, and then breathes more fire. After this fight, I managed to get some good armor and get my fashion souls going. Start looking good. I'm excited to make my Dark Souls 3 videos after I post this one, because that was my favourite Dark Souls game out of this trilogy. I didn't like Dark Souls 2 very much. I did like the first game quite a bit, but I still think Dark Souls 3 is the best. Honestly, out of all the Souls games I've played, including Elden Ring, I still think it's the best. It was the most challenging and the most fair, I think. My favourite 3 bosses in this entire series are all from Dark Souls 3. Had some really good ones in there. Had a couple bad ones, but yeah, just had a lot of good ones in there as well. Seemed almost a bit mixed actually with Dark Souls 3. There didn't seem to be too many like average bosses. It was always either really good or pretty bad. The only bosses in Dark Souls 3 that I'd say are kind of average would be Vort and the Crystal Sage. But apart from that, all really good or bad. Anyway, I think we're nearing the end of the Guardian Dragon fight, after he's jumped up and spewed fire without landing for the 70th time in a row here. He's still going. He's come down. No, he's still breathing fire. It's just kind of tedious. Alright, home stretch of this fight. Almost over. Then the next clip, I'm pretty sure it's just me showing off my awesome new armor that I put on after I beat this boss, because I think I leveled Vitality with my souls. Which I think is just another bad change they made in this game. Adding Vitality instead of just keeping it with Endurance. Keeping your equip load tied to Endurance. They just added so many unnecessary stats. Yeah, look at that armor. Beautiful. A Lone Knight armor with rapier and a dragon head. Oh, now Oldie is back, except someone threw him in the dryer or something and he became a baby. He shrunk. He's talking to me about something here, so I wasn't really listening, so I just chose yes. Obviously, what else would you do? Then he finally says his name is Oldia. Now it's on something about used to be someone going on a journey, or the same person as you or something, I think. Trying to link the first flame or whatever you do in this game. I can't remember. Now he's going back into the ground to try and regrow himself for the boss fight. Anyway, this is the next boss fight, the Giant Lord. Some cutscene here of you walking into this giant tree's nutsack, and then you go and fight the Giant Lord. He's pretty much just the last giant, except with a sword. Yeah, it's pretty easy. I got him first attempt, and it wasn't a long fight either. It really didn't do much, and I don't think he did a crazy amount of damage. His attacks were very slow. He just kind of stomped around a bit, swung his sword very occasionally. He's already half dead. It's like 20 seconds in. I also went into all the other memories and collected the giant souls. The only one I didn't collect was the one from the ancient dragon, I think it's called, because I didn't want to go and kill it. It just looked way too tedious with how much health he has. I didn't want to go and do one tedious boss fight with like 2 attacks and then go straight into another tedious boss fight with like 2 attacks that one-shot you. I think Vendrick actually 2-shots me, but same thing. Doesn't really matter. I think this might be the longest fight in this game here, and this one took me 5 attempts, so I died to Vendrick 4 times, and I'm doing absolutely no damage. Can't even see yellow when I stab him. I think normally my rapier at this point was doing like 200, 250 damage, I think. Can't quite remember because pretty sure this was like a month ago now that I did this. Just been releasing the videos very slowly. Anyway, I had my dad sitting next to me, cheering me on during this one. I think he was trying to watch something on the TV, but I was sitting there playing this. So then I just left after I beat him, and I'm pretty sure my dad watched like some fishing show or something. And then I got bored, so I just went back and watched it as well. Yeah, it's such a long fight. This fight is just so annoying because like he doesn't do too much, but his attacks just come out so fast. Like that sweeping one from side to side. It's almost like Elden Ring with the way he just holds it back and then randomly swings forward really fast. The over the head one's pretty easy to dodge. It's just annoying that he does so much damage and you do barely any. Drags the fight out way too long. It's probably a good call that they didn't make this the final boss, even though Oldia wasn't really that much better. At least it was easier. Yeah, I really don't have too much to say about this fight. There's nothing interesting going on here. There's 2 or 3 attacks. He swings from side to side, which he can do as many times as he likes together, try and hit you. And he swings over the head, and he jumps. And honestly, the jump is probably the most dangerous one. He barely even does it. I'm not sure if he actually even did it during this fight. He just does nothing. It's so boring. I've got no idea why they decided to put this fight in the game. And it's weird, because to even get into this fight, you have to like start stabbing him a bunch before he'll even aggro while he's just walking around. You know, he just walks around and drags his sword, and you have to stab him like 30 times before he'll even aggro, and the boss fight actually will start. I've no idea what they were thinking with this one. I really don't. Oh, at least we're getting close to the end of this fight now. Like a quarter or so left of his health bar. One thing I will give to this boss is that it's pretty consistent on what it will do. Now, considering that it doesn't have that much that it can do. I mean, I do like that you can go grab the ring without killing him, and you can go into the memory and like talk to him when he was normal and not like a hollow, I think he is here. And that was cool. And it looks like he's finally died after 5 minutes maybe. At least he gives you 90,000 souls. Right, I forgot to record my fight with Throne Watcher and Defender, and I also forgot to record my fight with Nishandra. But I took 2 attempts to do the Throne Watcher and Defender, and 3 attempts to do Nishandra, and I got Oldie here on my first attempt. As you can see at the start of the clip, that was my rewards from killing Nishandra popping up. I also have Bradley of the Old Guard here to help me. He was a pretty good summon. I really would not have been able to do the Throne Watcher and Defender without summons. They were actually really hard. Probably, in my opinion, the hardest boss in this game is the Throne Watcher and Defender. I think they're just trying to do another Ornstein and Smo with the skinny fast one and the fat slow one. Except in this arena there's nothing that you can use to break them up, so they're both kind of just on you all the time, and they're both like hyper aggressive. It's kind of like the God Skin duo from Elden Ring. I had to use summons for that one as well. In this fight here, Oldia, here's another one of these just tedious fights where you can't hit him most of the fight, but occasionally he'll give you like a 2-second window to hit him. Oh, I forgot to talk about Nishandra as well. I didn't really like Nishandra. It was a pretty bad fight. She had a lot of HP and did some like really annoying attacks like that laser. It would just have like no telegraph sometimes and just one-shots you instantly. Now sometimes she would telegraph it and like wave her hands around a bit, and then shoot it, but sometimes she would just out of nowhere just blast it and one-shot you. It's really annoying that there's an insta-kill attack with no telegraph. And she also had those annoying curse orbs that like lower your HP without you having to die. It's almost like in this game they were just trying to make the most annoying bosses possible. It really does feel like that. I think this game did have a lot of different people working on it than the first game and the third. I know Miyazaki was a lot less involved. I'm not sure about the rest of the people working on it though. I thought now would be a good time to mention the real final boss of this game, the credits. Why did they make the credits unskippable? That was so annoying. And you can't quit out either. The only way to quit out is to just like leave the app. Just so annoying. It's like 10 minutes of credits as well. Couldn't even make it short if they're gonna make it unskippable. I think I'm getting pretty close to the end of this fight. This fight kind of took forever as well. I think now his phase transitioned and he's in the second phase with its more dangerous fire. They went really hard with the music though for this one for no real reason, considering it was such a bad fight. It's almost as good as Gwyn's music, I would say. Alright, looks like Oldie is finally dead, and Gonna do a bit of a monologue now. Bradley's disappearing. Oldie's yapping about whatever he's going on about now. Oh yeah, I changed my armor and now it looks ugly. But it has better defenses. Still have my lone legs though. And I think also hands. And now I get to see which ending I choose. It's not that one. I chose this ending where you go to the throne and there's some like grassy golem things. So that's going to be all for Dark Souls 2. See you in the next video with Dark Souls 3, and I'll just let the final cutscene play out a bit here.
You who link the fire. You who bear the curse. Once the fire is linked, souls will flourish anew, and all of this will play out again. It is your choice to embrace or renounce this. Great Sovereign, take your throne. What lies ahead, only you can see.